an advocate about how our game has kind of moved towards the softer side.
Yes.
You know, the roughing the passer is more like touching the passer now. But when we talk about these head injuries, it's nothing to play with. You got to put the person before the player. I'm more concerned about Tua and his longevity of life than I am about whether he's going to play on Sunday. We've seen guys like Luke Kuechly, a teammate of mine, Jordan Reed, have to retire because of these head injuries. And Booger, you know this. Guys that you played the game with have gone off the field and done things to hurt themselves or their families because of things that were suffered on the field, CTE, all those things come into play. So my mind is on, what does this look like for Tua in the future? He should not play for the rest of the season, whether you call it 2 concussions or 3, 2 incidents or 3 incidents. It's a repeat. And the hit that he really suffered the concussion on, or we think that he suffered the concussion on, it wasn't that violent of a hit. It was a routine play.
Right. But
because his head smacked off the ground, the repeat of all of those hits are starting to add up. So I'm more concerned about Tua and his family than I am about him playing the rest of the year.
It's Jay Coffee on the vid, back with another update, guys. Hit the comments. Let's talk about this situation with Tua, man. You heard RG3 breaking it down, and stay tuned at the end of the video, man. We got a clip of Aaron Rodgers talking about Tua. It's prior to this situation. I believe it was leading into the Packers-Dolphins game. So it was prior to this third concussion, right? So stay tuned for that. But listen, guys, third concussion. You heard RG3, whether you want to call it 2 or 3. We know it was 3. That's like ludicrous to me that what happened in that Bills-Dolphins game. Guys, I got a previous video that I just put out regarding all this. I'm going to pin the link below. Go check that thing out, guys. For real. Dolphins fans, like I've been saying, I've been busting your guys' balls all season on a rivalry level as a Bills fan. But this is serious. This ain't about none of that. The organization, like, this is no disrespect to the fans. Again, this ain't about the fandom rivalry. This ain't about me taking shots at the team, trying to disrespect the fans. Like, for real, if you're a Fins fan, I really want to hear from you guys below. That organization is doing some shady-ish. Someone needs to pay. Someone needs to be held accountable. It's asinine. It's ludicrous. It's crazy to me that in the Bills game, they tried to officially say that was not a concussion, that was a back spasm or stiffness in his back. Come on, man. You don't come up off that looking, again, like I said, like a punch drunk boxer from your back spasm. Guys, he had got his bell rung. He got temporarily knocked the fuck out. Anyone's who ever had their bell rung, you guys know that. I've been there. I've had that. I'm sure. Comment, y'all. That's 3 concussions in 1 year. And the Dolphins covered up that first one, right? Why would you fire the neurologist, the NFL, or whoever? Because I guess the neurologists are independent. They're not like each team has one. I believe each game they just have a doctor on the scene, ready to tap into what's going on and evaluate the situation. But Tua should have never came back out that game. He paid a big price getting hurt again. The second time, I forget which team that was against again. And again, there was a bunch of talk then. Like, this is bad. Could this be a wrap for Tua's career? And then for this to happen a third time, and you heard RG3 put it plain and simple. A very routine play. It wasn't like a very physical play. But from the repeated head injuries, guys, you got to put the person before the player. And the Dolphins organization, or whoever it is that's cutting corners, they're not doing that. They're not giving 2 fucks. It's bad. It's bad business. And something else you heard RG3 refer to, again, guys, Junior Seau. We know what happened with him. Other players, you heard them. They've done things to hurt themselves or their family later on off the field because they're just not right. You know what I mean? The CTE, the head trauma, it flux them up. And this is a very serious, delicate situation, and something needs to happen. Real talk, guys. Comment below. Share your thoughts. As always, I want to hear from everyone. That's what we do over here on J Coffee Talk. So, hit the buttons, join the discussion, subscribe so you can stay tuned, and join the discussion in the future. You know what I mean? We just chop it up. But yeah, man, this is wild. And again, Dolphins fans, I want to hear from everyone what you guys think about what I'm saying about the shady-ish going on, the cover-ups and whatnot. But specifically from Fins fans, I'd really like to hear from you guys as well. Again, the whole rivalry and that aspect of things is out the window here. You know, we're talking about someone's health, someone's well-being, someone's mental capacity. You know what I mean? Like when like you just don't got it no more. When your brain's malfunctioning on you, like that's who we are. That's us. Everything, right? When you don't have mental clarity anymore, that's a terrifying thing. And you know, this has just happened too many times. And in this era, like RG3 was saying, where the roughing the passer and the different things at times as fans that can have us like, oh man, this is some BS. This is a physical game, et cetera, et cetera. For to be in this era where they're taking all these precautions for things like this to happen, it just ain't right. So that's all I got on this one, guys. Look forward to hearing what everyone's got to say. Stay tuned for updates. Sub up. We talk music, news, sports, current events, life, and much, much more. And here's that Rodgers clip. I'm gone, guys. Peace.
One hand at halftime and in the national championship game, and I think just like everybody else, we're thinking, what? Why? And then obviously he showed his incredible ability and had a great career down there. Dealt with a couple, head injuries this year, which are dangerous. But I enjoyed the way that he plays. He plays on time. He throws the ball accurately. Does a nice job with his eye control for a young player. He's got obviously a good pocket movement. He can extend plays. They've had a couple pretty incredible fourth quarter comebacks this year. Where he's been super efficient. He has some great weapons, but I've been impressed with the way he plays. I like the way he handles himself too. I think he handles himself with a lot of respect and class, and I think there's a lot to be said for that for a young player.